is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have a funky little 22 LR pistol from Keltec to talk about. It is the model P17. And before we get into the specifics of the gun, I want to talk a little bit about Keltec in general. It will be quick for you boys and girls out there who don't know anything about Keltec. Keltec pistols are funky. They're very plasticky and they're very, very affordable. This gun can be found sub $200. The different colors of this can be found sub $300. So the value and what you get for your money is very, very high. The other thing I want to point out is they have this weird cult following. People absolutely, which is great for them. People absolutely love the brand Keltec. The people who love Keltec love them. Cult following, it's crazy how much they love them. So those are the couple quick things about Keltec if you don't know anything about them. Oh, and they're made in the US. That was the other big one. You get a 22 LR gun with 3 magazines, which we're about to talk about, for sub $200, and it's still made in the US, which is just mind-blowing. So like I said, magazines, yes, they are plastic like most of this gun. It's a 22, so it's fine. It holds 16 rounds. So this gun in total is going to hold 17 rounds. Mine only hold 10 because this state sucks. But for everyone else, they're going to hold 17 rounds. So 16, well, they hold 16 plus 1, 17 total. So, and they give you 3 magazines. What a great price for something sub $200. All right, the grip. It's a very, very small gun with a pretty small grip. Single stack magazine, so it's not a huge grip. So if you don't have the biggest hands, if you're teaching somebody to shoot, this is a great gun for that. I like the shape, I like the angle. Even my 10-year-old could grab the gun and he shot it and he was good to go. So smaller hands should be okay. The grip is a little on the slick side. That's one of the few things I don't love about the gun. Can easily be fixed with a little bit of skateboard tape. After this review, I'll probably put a little skateboard tape on here just because I like the feeling of that rougher texture. With that said, again, it's a 22. There's no felt recoil really, so it's not a big deal, but that's my one nitpicky con. Magazine release I like a lot. It is a European style magazine release. If you're familiar with the VP9, it's that paddle style magazine release where you push down to drop the magazine. It is ambi, does drop the magazine freely, so you backwards lefty folks will be good to go with the lefty magazine release. You'll be all set there. Now the trigger is pretty darn nice for a gun, again, that is sub $200. It's really nice. It pulls around 3.5 pounds on my scale. My scale might be a little off. It might be a little lower than that, but that's what I got on my scale, just so you know. Oh, safety's on. It's really, really light. Like, I wasn't ready for it to break there. So you have a tiny bit of take up. You come to a pretty light wall. You pull through the wall a little bit, it breaks, and then the resets. You know, it's not a Nighthawk. It's not very tactile, audible, a little long on the reset side, but again, super nitpicky. It's a $200 gun. As always, we're going to take a 10-second break so you can get up close and personal with this trigger. You can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it, and I'll be back in 10 seconds. Like I said, not a bad trigger for any 22 Plinkster, but especially one that costs sub $200. How can you complain about the trigger? Safety's fine as well. It's an ambi safety. Again, Keltec really catered to lefties and righties on this. Down is safety, off like it should be. Red is dead. Easy to take on and off on either side. No complaints, concerns, issues with the safety at all. It does also have a rail, so if you want to put a laser on there or maybe a light, like I'm starting to learn a lot of folks use 22 LR guns for concealed carry. Now, it's not my jam. I don't recommend it, but if that's how you get down, I don't judge. And this does have a rail, so if you want to add a light, you can add a light to the gun, which is kind of cool. Now, the slide is very, very unique. Technically, the only part the action that moves is the rear portion of the slide and the top. That's the only part that goes back and forth, not the entire gun. They lightened up the slide to help it run more reliably. Some 22 LRs can be a little finicky, especially if you're not using the hottest 22 ammo. So this lightens up that weight, helps you run it be a little more reliable, a little bit better going. Now it does have a small slide stop, slide release. Very easy to use it as a slide stop. Decent to use it as a slide release. No major complaints there. Now taking down the gun is very, very easy. It has a fixed barrel as well, which I'm going to show you. It has 2 takedown levers, kind of Glock-esque, but they're much bigger and easier to pull down. So we're going to pull down on those takedown levers. We're going to pull the slide to the rear, and then we're going to pull the slide up and off. It is as simple as that. This is how you field strip the gun. Good to go. You can clean it. You can get in there with some gun butter to lube it up to make sure it's running good. Like I said, it has a fixed barrel, which is good. Typically, fixed barrel guns are very, very accurate. This one's a little on the dirty side, but it's running well. You see the recoil spring there. Now, the other thing on the end of the barrel that you can see, it does have an adapter you can thread on if you want to add or make it a threaded barrel, which is great because shooting 22 LR suppressed is one of the funnest things you can do in the gun world. The only thing better is to shoot a 22 LR full auto suppressed. That is really, really fun. But you can add, it's a 1/2x28 thread, so it's super common. Thread on the adapter, thread on a can, and you can go assassin style and shoot super quiet. But that's the barrel, that's the internals, that is how that works. Putting it back on is very easy. You just run the slide over the barrel, pull to the rear, and then it slides back on. Simple as that. I think I already went over the slide stop, slide release. Very easy. It does have a last round hold open as well, so when you're done shooting, the slide will lock to the rear. Now the sights. Very pleasantly surprised with the sights. That green fiber optic is very, very bright. First time I presented this gun, I was pleasantly surprised on how easy it is to pick up that front sight. Man, just, again, for a $200 gun, you really can't complain. So it has a nice bright fiber optic front. The rear is all blacked out, has some serrations, and the rear is an adjustable sight. I was, again, pleasantly surprised for a sub $200 gun. I know I've said it 10 times, that the rear sight was adjustable. I didn't need to adjust it, but it's cool that it's there. And yeah, that's pretty much the basic features of the guns. I'll pull up the dimensions, the weight, the MSRP, even though I've told you the price 10 times. The other thing I want to point out is there's another slide you can get for this. It is $200. It costs the same price as the firearm. But it comes with an optic. It comes with a Crimson Trace red dot. So if you want to get this as an optics ready package, you can get that additional slide. Now, I love optics on all guns. All guns should be able to take optics. With this particular one, you'll have to get the secondary slide that comes with the Crimson Trace already on it, and you just swap the slides when you want to put a red dot slide on it. Anyway, dimensions you saw, the weight. This thing weighs nothing. What was it? Like 0.7 pounds, 10 ounces. So it's small, it's light, and yeah, sub $200. I will put some affiliate links down in the video description if you are looking to get one of these. Hopefully I can find you a good deal. Now, I didn't do a lot of research on these pistols in general, on far as durability and problems. I forgot to do that, so I apologize. But as far as my testing, which we're going to get into right now, I easily shot 500 rounds. My son probably shot 100 rounds. He's still really learning how to shoot pistols, struggling a little bit of cross-eye dominant issue. He's worked it out with the rifle, still working on the pistol stuff, and he definitely prefers red dots as well. So the sights, he was kind of working on it a little bit, but I shot a little over 500 rounds through it, mostly just plinking. For me, a 22 is a great trainer, great learner, great plinker, stuff like that. So we did mostly shooting on steel, plinking at the range. One of my ranges have a ton of different steel, so I just load up the 10 round magazines, plink, 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 ran the steel, and that is pretty much all the testing that I've done, and it was flawless. I had zero malfunctions. Even with some of the, I tried a couple different types of 22 LR ammo. I had some Aguila, some Federal, and some other generic stuff. I don't even know what it was. And with all 3 different types of ammo, no problems, no issues, no malfunctions of any kind. The only thing I did have is the first round, first magazine I shot, the magazine didn't lock to the rear, just on the first one. Since then, every other one was fine. So just mentioning it, not a big deal. My pros. the price has to be the biggest pro. I won't get into it again. I've said it 50 times, but what you get for your money is really, really tough to beat, especially that it's made in the US. The magazine capacity is great, 16+1, and it's still a single stack, so the grip is very, very small for people that don't have the biggest hands, especially kiddos learning to shoot. I like the controls, safety. I don't use it, but it's good. It's fine. It's there. Decent trigger. I like the magazine release. Taking it apart is easy. Keltec did a lot of really, really good things. The only thing I don't love is going to be the grip texture. I feel nitpicky. I feel wrong saying it, but it is a little slick. It's $200. It's a 22LR. It doesn't really matter. But that's something I don't love, and I always like to mention it to you, and you can make fun of me in the comments. Overall, it's a dope little gun. If you need something to get your training on inexpensive with the 22LR ammo, or you want to train new shooters or a kiddo or anything like that, this one should definitely be on the list with the many, many good 22LR guns that are out there. But for the money, I don't know of a gun that can beat it. It does come with a little nice plastic case as well, so there is that. I want to thank Keltec. Just so you know, they did send the gun to the channel for the review. And no, a $200 gun does not buy my opinion. I told you these are the things I like, these are the things I don't like, as honestly as I possibly could. Let me remind you of the affiliate links, because if you do want to pick one of these up, hopefully I can find you a good deal. Check the links down in the video description. I started some email marketing. The link is to my website is down below. It's TiberiusGib.com, and I kept on getting people saying that they weren't getting notifications. They didn't know when new videos were coming out, and I was getting those videos constantly. So I said, I'm going to start an email service right now, every month, eventually every week. I'm going to send you emails out of the videos that I put out. If you want to watch them, great. I'm also going to send out deals, stuff like that. So if you want to sign up, the link is down below, TiberiusGib.com. Simple as that. We have swag. If you want to support the channel, is another great way. We have shirts, we have patches. They're soft, they're athletic, high quality, made by TriStar Trading. And I am done shilling. Thank you very, very much for watching. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. This one's free. If you think I deserve it, please like, comment, subscribe, enable the bell notification. If you do that, Santa will thank you. He will come visit you, give you a big high five, and I will see you next time. Peace!